What is up, gentlemen? Good evening, and thank you to everybody who's joining us tonight. We are going to have a fun conversation about this. Before we kick things off, let's introduce everybody. I'm afraid Grant was at least not yet able to join us. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it or not. He's got some stuff that he is attending to. It's just that time of year, and that's how it goes. But I do got, right over here, never know which way the camera is, John from A&J Outdoors. John, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing all right. It's been a good couple weeks. I'm getting some stuff done, boat stuff done. I have put out a video. I
I
got
saw that. I saw
yeah,
that.
I got two more lined up.
I
Short
can't
one.
help but notice that's a refrigerator video in wintertime.
Yeah, but we're in Texas, so
That's
that's okay.
Stanley Orchard level of planning ahead right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, my next one's better. It's a car show from when we were in Michigan back in the summer.
Yeah,
That's the,
nice.
that's the next one. And then I got a Yamaha oil change video that's coming out after that.
Very cool. Looking forward to that, man. That's going to be that's an awesome way of ending the year and getting some stuff out there, getting things geared up for the next year. Joining us as well tonight, we have Ben from We Go Fishing. Now, he is
How's it
going to
going?
be our specialist on this topic. And you got that by default because I had a game warden that was going to come on and we weren't able to
Oh,
get it together. So you're going to be taking the place of the game
uh,
warden who is going to be having this conversation. You recently put out a video about the topic. We will have that linked in the description of this video down below for anybody who wants a deep dive on it. But tonight we're going to have a conversation about it. Now, before we jump to that, Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you do
yeah.
and all of the fun stuff we can expect to see if we were to check out your channel, which will also be linked in the description down below.
Well, I appreciate that. After making the internet mad and exploding everybody
And
and
that's how
things
you
like
know you're doing it right.
that. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm promising I'm not rage baiting anybody over here. But yeah. So we have the channel now. We've been doing it for I guess coming up on 5 years. We've been doing the We Go Fishing channel. Me and my wife, kids. Kids are growing now, so they're in college. Two of them in college.
Wow.
And then my youngest is still in middle school. But we do family hunt, family fishing, and all that kind of stuff, news, and then all that good stuff. And of course, recently been making popping corks and selling those, and those have been doing really, really well. And
Best on the
uh,
market.
well, thank you, I appreciate that. And I've got a new one coming out next year, which is I think is going to be a game changer for the industry. And also, we are going non-toxic, completely non-toxic next year as well. So nothing that's going to be able to go into the environment to do any damage. So looking
Right.
forward to that.
Nice. Nice.
Definitely. What you been up to, Stanley?
I have been. I won't get too deep in everything. I'm deep into learning the whole not doing everything on my phone. I've been doing a little bit of work with some YouTube strategy guys, and as a result of that, I had to up my game to using professional camera equipment, lighting, editing on a computer. I've been learning DaVinci Resolve, and I just on a different channel, different thing. I just published my first video with that. I will have my first video filmed and edited on a computer, all like done for real. I'll have that on the on my Stanley Orchard fishing channel here. Hopefully in the next 5 7 days. I'm editing it right now.
Cool. Very
So
Do
cool.
you just out of personal curiosity, you find it harder to do it on a computer? Is the learning curve different than what you thought, or?
yeah, the learning curve itself is different. Like I wasn't expecting that. I know a little bit about some of the apps. I know the basic, the fundamentals of editing. So I know what I want to accomplish, but figuring out how to accomplish that both, with the filming process now because I'm with a camera and I'm dealing with aperture, I'm dealing
Okay.
with the white balance and the especially the people that I'm doing content for when I'm doing that kind of stuff, I have to have a real specific like Kelvin setting on
Hmm.
on the lights themselves as well as the camera. So learning all of that stuff has been a huge learning curve.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there. I'm real proud of the video that I was able to get out on a separate channel earlier. And I'm going to be, now that I've got that one kind of under my belt, I've got this next one coming out. Is going to be a deep dive into trout fishing. And
Oh, wow.
you'll see the difference. You'll see it and you'll know exactly, like as soon as you see it, you'll realize exactly what's going on.
Very cool.
So real quick here, yeah, getting caught up to the 21st century. Yeah, appreciate that. I know it's about time. I figured I'm at the 1,000 video mark. I figure at that point I can go ahead and put my big boy pants on and start doing real videos.
That's good.
Mr. Kovrubius, always a pleasure, sir. This is okay. So, Urban Van Life. Hey, speaking of which, good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. This is crazy. DJI is one of our main sponsors, and to ban them from America is just madness. The whole reasons is a joke. It's like banning cars because they can be. I didn't catch the last part of it because they can be driven badly. So there's a couple of different aspects of this conversation that we're going to be having. One of them is going to be the issue with DJI, and I have no problems addressing people stuff like this. Only DJI ban trash clickbaiting. We're not doing that. I do understand where you're coming from on that, but so the federal government is targeting DJI. That is a Chinese company.
Yes.
Yeah, they are not. I've got some DJI equipment here myself.
Yeah, I do.
Not
I do
a
myself
drone,
right
but-
up there. Yep, I got it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've got something. I don't remember what.
They've been talking about DJI is going to be banned from the United States for years now. So
They have.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
nothing
5-year
new.
conversation.
I don't think it's going to happen, but
It might, but I don't know like who's going to pick up the slack on that. But that is not
Just
what
like
like
TikTok.
that's a portion of this conversation, but that is not, and that's exactly like kind of why we wanted to have this conversation. I understand being the rage bait and trash clickbaiter stuff. So here's the deal: that is not what this is about. This conversation is because they we're going to get deeper into it in just a moment, but they have effectively banned the use of drones for fishing, and they've already done it for hunting. And there's positives and negatives. There is two sides to this conversation. We're going to be having that whole thing in just a moment here, but it's not a clickbaiting thing. Like
No.
there is for real consequences and repercussions of what's going on right now that it at least warrants a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agreed. And like I said, it's nothing new. This is actually when the one they cited the resource. It's been on the book since the 70s.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's where this conversation
Somebody
starts.
read it.
yeah, nobody read it. That's what it is. And I think now my question has been, I've not been able to find an answer to this. So if you guys know something I don't, it's why now? That's a question I do have, is like, why all of a sudden was there this, we're going to clarify.
Yeah, I have my suspicions.
Yeah, and we were talking about that for a minute. And I think that is exactly. So I'll tell you my thought on that to kick off this portion of the conversation. It's been on the law for decades now. All of a sudden, 2025, they have decided to enforce this. This is December 1st, 2025, is when they decided to hammer down on this. I don't know who's being vocal. I don't know if this, the DJI thing probably plays into the conversation. But in my opinion, from what I am seeing, I go out to the beach and I can tell you, like right now, there is this huge uptick in people doing shark fishing in particular from the beach. And in the past 5 years, I mean, it was like COVID, night and day difference. There has been this just massive explosion of people who are doing their shark fishing. And so they have basically figured out that you catch these big sharks. They are not hard to get in front of. They're all over the place, but you just have to get it out deep enough, get that bait far enough off the beach in order to get out in front of them. And what people have traditionally been doing, they do kayaks, they do jet skis, and they do drones. Now, if you were going to spend, for one, there's a lot of these charter fishermen who are out there now, these guides who take out these $50,000 rigs, and they charge people $500, $1,000, or $2,000 a day to go out there and go shark fishing with all of their equipment. And when they are doing that, if you have a jet ski, go for the jet ski. But if you have 3 to 5 or 6 or 7 foot surf, it's a little bit more difficult to get it out with a kayak or a jet ski. Drones, you can drop those baits all day long. It is very easy. And to this day, anytime I go out on any kind of random weekend, I guarantee I see no less than 3 to 5 guys dropping baits with a drone. It is prevalent.
Yeah, here on Crystal Beach, it's everywhere. It's like before, just a few years ago, I never saw one. I mean, it's only been I would and if I saw one, it was one guy and he didn't know how to use it anyway, kind of thing.
Yep,
and
see a
now
lot of
it's
that actually right now, too.
everybody. It's like I was out there just 2 weeks ago. I'm the only guy on the beach that's actually casting baits. Everybody else is drones. And I actually had a guy come give me his business card and say, "Hey, if you want me to drop your baits, here's, you know." So I'm like this. So yeah, there's something going on with it.
I think so. It's more prevalent, and I think maybe Texas Parks and Wildlife didn't suddenly, hey, we're going to look up a rule. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah,
talked earlier.
yeah.
I think somebody out there, maybe old school, hey, we paddle our baits out and you shouldn't do it any other way than the way we do it, came across this thing in the CFR that's saying, and they're like, look, Texas Park and Wildlife, you all need to look at this and put it in front of their face. And I think that's why it's a thing, because they came out saying, yep, this is the law. And then there's a bunch of pushback. They came back out later and clarified this is a federal law. It's been on the books for a long time. We just decided to read it for some reason, and our game wardens can enforce it. But the game wardens post that I saw said basically it's a federal offense. There will be no state level charges, but we don't condone breaking federal laws. They didn't say outright that we're going to bust you if you break these federal laws, but they don't condone it. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the game warden. You get that one that just wants to bust somebody, but it's hard to prove too. They got to see you flying the drone with bait, because I have a little. I've shown you my box. I got a small drone. It can't carry a bait. I take it to the beach. I can fly it, right? So if they drive by and they're like, "There's a drone on the back of your truck, I'm going to bust you," they can't, because my drone couldn't even
Or
fly.
can they? I mean,
They shouldn't be able to. I guess the court would have to say, right?
It's a tough thing because one of the regulations in there was about photography.
Yeah, that's what kills me.
yes.
That's a whole other area where a federal permit to take photos of wildlife
Yeah.
with a drone. So like we were talking earlier, if I go out hiking somewhere, which I ain't going hiking, I'm too old and broken. But come play along with me. I'm going out hiking somewhere and I got my drone and I put it up and I see a deer. I can't legally take a picture of that deer with my drone because I don't have this federal permit. I mean, golly, it sounds like overreach.
Well, and I think part of it too is because when the rule was written in the 70s, this technology didn't exist. So it really doesn't apply in this application. That's my
Right.
problem with it. If I'm going to be frank, honest, no rage bait, no clicky, no, nothing like that. But if I'm really going to be like, hey, this is my honest opinion on this, when they wrote that in the 70s, nobody was thinking about drones. They were thinking about helicopters. They were thinking about
Yep.
other aerial vehicles.
Right.
And so and we know this, the law is very slow to catch up with technology.
Yep.
And I think you're right, John, that somebody, and Stanley as well, I think you're right that somebody somewhere said, I don't like this, and therefore I'm going to cause us to think about it. And I think it's just that simple.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting. We had talked earlier, I've seen some folks on social media that's like, hey, I'm still going to fly my drone to put baits out. So I'm waiting
Yeah, we'll
Right.
see. Yeah.
and see, let
we'll
them
see.
have an encounter with the game warden, see what the game warden says. We're trying to get Stanley to buy a drone and purposely go out and put baits out in front of a game warden, just so that we have firsthand experience of what it's like, Stanley.
I appreciate that your immediate approach is to come to me and be like, "Hey, this would be a good YouTube video. You know how to push my buttons."
It'd be a classic right away.
Oh,
Yeah, it would. It'd be a winner for sure.
Yeah. Well, and
Texas
because
game wardens clarified that if someone chooses to use a drone to deploy bait, Texas game wardens say that no state charges would be incurred. However, the agency
Right.
said it does not condone or authorize violating federal law.
Exactly. And
So they
is
kind
their-
of, that was their movement on it, was it
Yeah.
became, it kind of came to light that this is not legal to use these drones. And TPAW stepped in and was kind of like, okay, well, it's not really in our purview. This isn't our thing to enforce. So now they have more, ability to enforce something like that than anybody else in, the world,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, they absolutely can. This is not us sitting here and telling you that, yeah, go out there and do it. They're not going to do anything about it. That's their stance on it, but that doesn't mean that they can't do it.
No, game wardens have a lot of authority and a lot of power, and if
Yeah.
they're, and you know how these things go. I mean, unfortunately, not that I have personal experience with this, but one charge can turn into several charges very easily, especially if that game warden's having a bad day.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
you can, and I had one person say, well, they don't pull you over for speeding. I'm like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
They
absolutely
they
can.
absolutely can. And once they pull you over for speeding, they can search your ice chest, they can search your car, they can, and anything that's a state or federal law, they can charge you for. So,
Yeah.
not saying they do, but
Right.
yeah,
But they have that authority.
yeah, they have a lot of power.
Quick. So wouldn't that technically be called fly fishing? And my neck of the woods, exactly right.
Yes, okay.
That should be your clickbait. Fly fishing illegal.
Right.
Fly fishing.
I like that.
Yeah, that might be a little clickbaity.
That is good. They aren't going to get rid of their cameras, are they? Because I use the DJI cameras. So the issue right now with the DJI thing, which is a different conversation, but at the same time, the government has some beef with DJI. They're a Chinese company, and their drones record data. So like flight data and things like that. And so they have or at least they're arguing that they have concerns about our data, all the stuff that's being tracked with DJI. They have concerns about that being turned over to the Chinese. It's just this random entity that is referred to as the Chinese. And so that's their issue with DJI. That's why they're talking about banning DJI, specifically the drones. I don't think the cameras and some of the other stuff they do, I don't think those are under fire. I think it's just the drones.
Yeah.
But that's not to say they won't ban the entire company just because of the drone.
Yeah. And you could see it's national security for them to see a video that I took on the beach. I'm sure that's a national security issue where, counterintelligence could use that to figure out that we fish on the beach here.
So
We don't want the Chinese knowing that.
That's right.
yeah, well, I mean, so with the DJI thing, one of the things is like they don't want them flying around. What is it, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, or they don't want them flying around the White
There's
House.
restricted airspace, so that applies to drones just like any aircraft.
And exactly. So this is also something where like we are talking about state beaches is where people are using this. You're not allowed to use it on Potter Island National Seashore. That's a federal park.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to fly drones in there already. We all knew that.
Yeah.
And I will say that I have seen people launch baits and fly drones and do all kinds of illegal things out on pins. It's another world,
And that rule had nothing to do with dropping baits. It's the National Seashore, drones take away from people's enjoyment of the seashore.
True.
Having drones.
True.
That's what the story is. I don't know if I buy it, but so it had nothing to do with bait then. And those boats, I think somebody just brought up. Oh, Peter. Hey, Peter, brought up the remote control boat since it's not an actual drone; it's a boat. Those are still legal.
It's still legal. Yeah, I mean, I'm bringing back my bait cannon.
Yeah, there you go. It's just the aerial.
I like the idea of shotgunning your bait out into the water. Like now, I'm going to invent a
illegal on
chunky.
pins also.
Yeah, seeing that one out there. I've seen people go out there and shoot in guns and everything, and that's a felony.
Yeah.
Seeing that, I mean, that's scary stuff. But yeah, so you can still use the boats. Now, physically, that means absolutely nothing to me. We have done those boats. I did a video a year ago now where we used a boat to launch a bait. It was on a perfectly calm day. I mean, it was glassy out. We had like 3-inch rollers right by the, in less than knee deep water. And that thing was impossible to control. It was just worthless. It was slow. And that thing is not going to handle 1-foot surf. So the boat drones are just completely worthless, particularly down here. Now that having been said, that's the reason why they're not banned is because effectively nobody cares. They're worthless. But I mean, if we're making rules about stuff, why is that not a part of the rule?
I honestly thought about with the new kayaks where they've got the motors on the back of them. They're kind of like jet motors. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you could make that remote control fairly. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do. I would imagine you could just put a little, you could put that in your and run the engine just fine. I would think.
Steering solenoid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
There you go.
is it legal to launch one of those kayaks from at pins?
Yeah, you can launch kayaks. You can't launch uh, jet skis.
So I've been told different things about this over the years from the people at the station down there. And I don't know what the specific rule is. We used to launch boats down there, and at first the rule was you weren't allowed to have a motor attached to that boat. That was the first time. This is back in the 80s when we're told this.
Right.
You weren't allowed to have a motor attached to it. So what people were doing was, basically you're talking about like a John boat. People are just taking the motor off and throwing it in the hull, just sitting inside there and then putting the motor on when they launch it. So a couple of years later, we were told no hard-sided boats. That was now where they drew the line. And I think that had something to do with like you had kayaks with the propulsion system or something, or whatever it was. I don't remember. Anyway, so now the hard-sided rule can't be in effect because I know you're allowed to use a kayak. So I don't know where the rule is as far as what you're allowed to launch down there.
Yeah,
I was
the
hoping somebody
motorized
maybe had
kayaks,
some
I
kind
don't
of
know.
clarification.
No, I don't know. I know because on Crystal Beach it's public, so there's not. You see people doing all kind of jet skis and all kinds of stuff there. So
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure it has something to do with the motor, the form of propulsion, which to me is like if you've got a battery hooked up to your propulsion on your kayak, that should be following that rule. I don't know. Conversation for a different day. Talking about drones. So also Peter said earlier, is this just for hunting or fishing? I wouldn't mind them shutting down those damn Amazon drones flying around all day. Yeah,
I haven't seen any of those.
amazing that we have such concerns over something that to me can be taken out with a roll of toilet paper, for one.
You guys are
But
actually
this is-
seeing Amazon drones flying around? I haven't seen
Have
them
you seen
yet.
those, Peter? I mean, I don't see them here. I'm
I
in
saw
Illinois, though.
one in College Station visiting family in College Station, and they ordered something, and that drone dropped it within an hour.
Wow,
It was nuts.
that's not necessary.
It was not, it was. I think it was like paper plates or something crazy like that. It wasn't anything that you needed to have.
Convenience, baby.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't, and I know that I'm a product of the times and everything, but there's something to be said for, it used to be you didn't talk to people on the phone except for like that 2 hour window at night. That was when you were able to people were able to get a hold of you on the phone, and now people are so married to their devices. I just don't agree with that. And I think you need to be able to have some patience. Again, different conversation. I don't know. We can talk about this one later. I get animated about this one. No, Peter says they're flying overhead all day up in Waco.
Going back to the drones, I think the biggest consideration for me when I was talking with this guy who fishes a lot in San Luis Pass, and really the safety issue. There are people. I mean, people die every year trying to.
We hear
And
about that place.
and I'm like, and they can't cast into the channel. It's too far away. The sand is always shifting. So I was even thinking about that, like, veterans or people that are disabled, things like that. I mean, it opened up accessibility to people who couldn't otherwise do it. But then I had the guy argue back, and he said, well, yeah, but if they can't get the baits out there, should they be handling the fish anyway?
I mean, if it's a shark, who cares? It's a shark. There's a bazillion of them. Get over it. Like, nobody cares. So my father-in-law made the same point, and what he was saying is, he has a crossbow license for hunting up in Wisconsin, and that's because of age and disability and all that. So that's one of the things that they allow them to do is hunt with a crossbow. And I tend to agree. Like using a drone to cast now, giving these anglers now this unfair advantage that the rest of us are all like, John, you've seen it a million times. You've seen it a couple times where I'm trying to, bust my ass to swim out to that outside sandbar and make a cast. I don't have many more of those paddles left in me. And so I'm going to be limited unless I have a disability, I'm going to be limited as far as the ability just to match what I've been doing. Whereas these guys are out, manning 8 lines that are all done by drone, and they're getting those monster reds and they're hooking in all those sharks. I'm going to be a little envious if I'm not allowed to have something like that. But I would concede that. I would concede it if it was something that was allowed for disability reasons. Like I would get that disability for it.
It was worth it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the shirt that I would wear. Worth it. I'd have that as a flag on the drone.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's the deal. And Peter, you're asking a moment ago if it's hunting and fishing. That is the thing. It's the core of the rule, and I don't remember what the exact rule is, but what it comes back to is they originally they didn't want you to be able to use like a helicopter to find where the fish are. They don't want you to use a helicopter to track down where the deer are because it was kind of like the same law. And so now when you're dropping baits, like you were not allowed to do sight casting with the drone. That has never been allowed. You weren't allowed to do that. If you can't use a drone to go and scope out where the schools of redfish are so that you can cast out in front of them.
Right.
Now, why you can hook a bait to it and now all of a sudden it's legal to fly around, I mean, I don't know. That's a weird distinction. But that's where the rule was up until now.
Yeah, but like me and Ben were talking about earlier, where does it end? Like, I've got a fish finder on my boat. Ooh, should that be allowed? And he's talking about raised platforms on a boat so you have better vision. I mean, where do you draw the line? Or just, hey, suck it up. If you don't have it, you don't have it, but don't knock the guy who does have it, type stuff.
It's a heck of a point. And especially those fish finders nowadays, that you've got side scan, you've got where it shows them, it's animated. It's a video feed that shows you exactly what's going on. You have the scope. You can put a camera down there.
That's a whole nother conversation too.
It is, but it's a little bit weird not a little bit weird, and I'm not even going to say it's hypocritical, but you kind of have more leeway for stuff under the water than you do above the water.
Yeah, and you know what the other weird thing is? They allow you to shoot pigs from a helicopter.
Yeah, okay, so that's in Texas. I get that, but I'm totally fine with that because. So
I am too. Don't get me wrong, I am too.
I don't like when they're flying around a helicopter with just machine gunning the hell out of them. I mean, I don't think that's ethical. Now, hunting hogs from a helicopter do not care. They are a nuisance. They're a pain in the ass. Yeah. I do believe you should go and collect them. I think that you should be, they're great for hamburger and sausage and things like that. But I also put sharks in the same category as pigs. Like, to me, they're the same. Sharks are just the pigs of the ocean. Okay. So you should be able to use a helicopter to go hunt down all of the duskies and silkies you want. I'm good with that.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a great point about the whole idea of the prevalence of it's not like we're in a place where they're specifically being used to target tarpon or some species. This is when you're dropping baits out there, it's a general drop. You have no control over what bites that, or even if anything bites it. There's no, that's why I don't know why it's taking away because people are complaining about, well, it's just not sporting. I'm like, what's not sporting about it? Does accessibility make something less sporting? And I can't rationalize that.
That's a heck of a point. I mean, yes. It does, but I don't know. Like shark fishing is,
and we should all be using cane poles, and a reel made it easier, so you shouldn't have a reel.
We should have a ban on artificial lures.
Oh my goodness! There you go.
There you go. Popping corks.
I know. I'm gonna take one of the popping corks.
Let's have a ban on popping corks.
So, and that's how I'm gonna market this now. Unfair advantage.
Yeah.
I like that. So, okay, it's illegal to spot the fish with the drone and cast at it, but I guess influencers don't have to follow the law. Yeah. First off, I hate that term influencer. That gets under my skin. Influencers. That's such a dirty word.
I think I influenced a lot. I hate this.
I'm fine with that. Influencing hate. I'm good with that. And yeah, I think that, we've had this conversation. We have this conversation about once a year where social media is like, you're putting that stuff out there and you're kind of held to the law when you do that. We say that, but it's still kind of rare that it gets acted upon, that we hear about somebody who got in trouble for it. And for every time that we do, we all have 10 examples of somebody who did a thing and never got in trouble for it. Right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that either, but they're spread kind of thin. If you guys are looking for commercial info on drones, look up at Recovery One Drones. His channel is Commercial Drone News. Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
I like that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have had friends of the channel here who make drones. What Shannon Naylor's husband?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
That was one of the things he did.
they did those really sporty, fast, going through trees and all that kind of crazy stuff drones.
Yeah, it was really
Like
cool to see.
obstacle course type stuff.
Yeah, I was telling John when we first started with this conversation that I thought at first when I read what was put out there that this was just another money grab. You know, it's like we're going to charge you $75 for a license fee to have this thing. And I thought that was where they were going with it, but I did not see it coming where, you know, they were going to make it kind of about it's just nope. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just federal law.
It's federal. Can't say nothing about it.
You know, another interesting one that people are not familiar with too much, because not a whole lot of people have to deal with this, but you have to have it's $1,000. I've considered getting one. Now I'm kind of rethinking it with everything going on, but it is $1,000 for a drone pilot license. And you can get at the community college, they have courses that you can take for that. But and that's fine. That's just, you know, for whatever commercial use or anything. But as part of the commercial use thing is if you are to sell photos and videos that you take with the drone, you have to have that license in order to do that. It's weird.
Technically,
Really?
YouTubers that their videos are monetized and they use a drone, they're supposed to be licensed. Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
I've been talking about getting mine for a while now. I haven't, so don't come arrest me. I know.
Because like I thought there was like this is my ignorance on it, but I thought there was a ceiling, like you can't fly above like 400 feet or something crazy.
there
like
is a
that.
ceiling, but there's this is just commercial versus hobby.
Okay.
Once
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
commercial, then you have to have the license, and they deem a YouTube channel that's monetized as being commercial use.
Huh. Well,
I didn't know if that fell in there or not. To be honest with you, I was just not going to ask.
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't go there, but you did. But
Yeah,
no,
I'm sorry.
There's a video a couple years ago where a young man got busted. It was more one of those somebody saw and reported, and he got fined for flying it out of his sight. You know, he couldn't see it no more. That's not legal. So all these ones that advertise how far away they can fly,
Hmm.
if you can't see it, it's not legal, so it's not worth it. But yeah, and then he got notice that he needed to get his license if he's going to continue, and he ended up getting his license. So I was going to do it. I said I'll do it my first year I've been retired. Well, my first year I've been retired this is the last month of my first year. So
You got
I
one
guess
month
maybe
to
I'll do
go.
it
I'm
my
sure it's an
second
easy
year.
test.
Yeah, there's so besides going to community college, there's courses online, a few $100. They've basically got quizzes that fall in line with what the typical questions are on the exam, and then you set up with a proctor for the FAA to take the exam to get your license.
Yeah, something I still think there may be value in that. That's something that I'm still going to consider because, for one, the YouTube channel, and I don't use drones that much on my channel. I have hired people for their drones stuff in the past, and I'm not going to name names because I don't know if they have their license and stuff, but I could pass them along should it ever become an issue. But so the YouTube thing, now I despise drones. I hate using them. They're just a pain in the ass. Especially doing YouTube stuff, you know how it is. Like you are busting your tail trying to get your baits set up and your rods, and you've got all the tackle that you're dealing with. And if you have people around, you're typically going to be the main bait runner and the guy making sure that everybody else is catching fish. And oh, by the way, you also have to be a videographer and catch everything on camera. And, you know, if you're doing this, anything other than like that first 10 videos level, you're probably dealing with 2 or 3 cameras, you know, that you're filming with. The last thing that I want is let me stop everything that I'm doing just so that I can take out a drone and start filming.
Yeah.
But there's
I like
there's
doing the
value in what's that?
I like the footage you get from it. You know what I mean?
The footage looks gorgeous. It
It's
does.
restricted more and more too. Like our little power plant lakes here, can't fly in there because, well, power plants, national security. You know, I might try to bomb the dam and release the water, whatever. You know what I mean? So, and then where I live right now, my house, I I forgot what it is. I think it's a 150 or maybe a 300-foot ceiling, because the Randolph Air Force Base, the trainer jets fly in the area where I live, and so they got, and DJI actually was one of the ones that had in their app where you could look and it'd tell you where these
Yep.
restrictions are and all that. Some of those drones out, you just buy it and go fly it, and there's nothing telling you where you can and can't fly. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to say, Peter, I don't remember the specifics, but Peter flying his drone, I believe his is DJI as well. Um, yeah, I want to say he's got that Mavic, but I mean, there would be time like he has to go through a list, like a laundry list of updates on that thing every time he wants to go out and fly it,
Yeah.
because it's updating all of the data that it needs in order to make sure that it's following the rules. And again, on that DJI conversation, it's a weird one because they are really good about ensuring that those drones are following the laws and the rules. And then for the data issue to be the thing that they're trying to get that company on, I can't help but think that there's something that can't be done because they are the industry standard when it comes to drones for any
Yeah,
kind of
they're pretty
purpose.
popular.
Yeah, I'm just surprised we haven't got the comment yet by anybody that YouTube has ruined drone fishing.
I want to see somebody dragging a lure behind a drone. I guess I'll never get to see that now.
I think that was that wasn't that a what's that the Dude Perfect guys, they did that.
Wow.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah, then never mind. I take it back.
They tried to catch bass using drones with lures.
That's kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome. Oh, another weird drone rule too, and I think people are probably a little bit more familiar with this than the other one. But what is it? Is it 15 ounces? Is where they
Well,
draw the line for commercial
it's
drones?
250 grams
250
is
grams.
the size. It has to be under 250 grams, so where you can own it without having it registered, right? And so
Yeah.
I got the Mini 3, and it says right on it, it's 249 grams right there on the bottom. So this is one of the ones that you can fly without having to have a license for.
Why has nobody just like Mavic needs to put out a new drone and the name of the drone just needs to be the 250, the 249G
Yeah, yeah, it has to be under
model.
250. But that's why they did that. They made it easier for hobbyists to have a drone and not have to worry about all that stuff. But again, once you're making any kind of money and your drone's involved, then they're going to say you need to be licensed.
Yeah. Fish Camp TV says, are they easy to fly? Is it easy to record a fish in topwater? Absolutely not.
No.
Now they're not difficult to fly. I was able to pick up a Swell Pro. I did some work with a couple of gentlemen out on the beach earlier this summer. Never got the video made, but yeah, we did some work with a Swell Pro. Loved that thing to death. I want one. I want to see this whole thing reversed because I really did enjoy using that, and we got some good fish out of it. And I was able to just pick it up and figure it out in fairly reasonable amount of time. Like I did 15 minutes worth of research in the book, and then I was dropping baits 15 minutes later. But as far as catching footage of stuff, that is an exceptionally difficult thing because you've got a lot of different things. So for one, if you're trying to fish and you're trying to fly, that ain't happening. Somebody else is flying that drone in order to catch
Yeah,
it.
that's bad.
They do have things where they can have they can put a marker on on a set point, and then that drone can rotate and it'll stay filming that one point.
Yeah.
So if you've got something the topwater blow up is going to be right there, you can target that and then film it. Well, except that that's illegal. But
Now,
you have that as now that's illegal. You can't even do that.
Yeah.
But capturing a specific shot, you've got just so much going on. It's hard enough just to get that topwater blow up, but getting it on camera, that's
Yeah.
a gold mine.
I think
for YouTubers.
B-roll is the biggest use
Yeah.
for drone. But
Yeah.
like I was trolling, I was doing a power drift for catfish, and I put my drone up in a spot where it's looking down at the boat, right? And it's high enough that it can see all around me as I'm drifting. I hook up, I catch the fish, and it's all on the drone. So I just got lucky that time that I happened to have the drone up, looking at me, getting some footage, and then I got a fish on.
Yeah, it's probably there's probably a price point where you buy it's like you buy the cheap one and it's like this is impossible to fly, and then the more expensive they get, the more things become automated and easier.
Yeah,
I had
true.
one sent to me to test, to do review and stuff for, And then I said, I'm not doing a video on it. I said, you can't control it. It won't hover. It won't. I wrecked it twice. I've never wrecked any of my DJIs. This thing I wrecked twice. And they said,
Why didn't they come to me?
can you send it
I
back
would
to
have
us?
wrecked
Years
the
to look
hell
at
out of that thing.
Sent it right back to him. But yeah, I never did a video or nothing.
You should have said, hey, look, this is above my pay grade. I've got a guy. He's going to take care of this for you.
Yeah, I had to go in the neighbor's backyard twice to get it.
Hey, you climbing the fence like you're a 14-year-old going over
I'm
the
too
soccer
old to
ball.
climb fence. I drive around to his house. Hey, damn drone wrecked in your backyard again. The second time, you just threw it over the fence for me.
Yeah, he knew by that point. I know that game. East Coast Thrills says, sorry, don't mean to come in and ruin the chat. Dude, that's what the chat is for. You jump in. We appreciate your insight and your information on that.
You know
Talk
a lot
away,
about
man.
it for sure, man. You know a lot about the drones. I'm reading the chat over here. I'm learning things you type. So
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like taking notes off to the side.
Yeah. Yeah, so the cheap ones like mine doesn't have that avoidance capability, right? The good ones have the sensors where they'll avoid crashing into stuff. Mine, if you're heading towards a tree, if you don't turn, you're going to hit that tree. It won't avoid crap. So
I don't know if that's like a drone right up my alley or that's
more
exactly the drone I do not need to have.
you need the one that'll avoid hitting shit.
Yeah, but then I'll never hit anything.
Right. They're
It's
expensive.
not going to be as interesting. It's going to be a much more interesting video if I crash that drone right into that shark, if I land it in the fire.
The best video is you using that drone to drop baits in front of the Texas Parks and Wildlife.
All right. I've got that on the,
I want to see
agenda.
that video. I want to see, and you got to have somebody with you filming. So as they put you in cuffs, they're filming it for you. That part.
No, I got to do the whole like screaming and this isn't fair.
Busted.
You know who I am?
Drone.
I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an influencer.
Influencer. That's right. Yeah, I forgot.
Ridiculous.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We are going to continue this conversation in the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. So if you are not a member of that, you need to join us. There is a link in the description of this video down below. And of course, if you want a much better deep dive into the specifics of what is going on with this, I will have a link in the description down below to Ben's video over here because he's already covered this topic. We have any updates on the whole thing, of course, we will cover that conversation in the future. We'll keep everybody updated on that, see what's going on.
And I really do expect that. I do think it's going to be something that there's enough stink about it.
I don't think the conversation's over.
No.
They're not done with it.
No.
We got more coming on that. So yeah, we're probably gonna have more conversations probably in the near future here.
Yeah.
Right now, it is that time. We need to take a look at our photographs of the week. This is from the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. And, sorry, John, let me pull this up here. Takes just a second.
Just kicked us to the curb.
Not trying to kick you to the curb. There we go. Where's
Ben's there. Oh, there we are.
There we go.
Oh, Riverside. A little bit of an update on the UI, guys. So yeah, these are brought to you by the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. This is where we like to all take a look at all of the wonderful things that everybody else is doing on those days when you are unable to do so. We're going to be kicking things off with Dino, who got out to an absolutely gorgeous day. No drones needed with a view like that.
No
That's
kidding.
flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of smoke on the water.
I think it's even the clouds is what it is. I don't know.
Is it
The
clouds? Is that
reflections
reflection?
on the water, man.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate that, Fish Camp TV. Thank you. It is a great community.
Oh, man.
Next up, we got Big Hit Savage doing his thing. He is out there just every single day. Freshwater, saltwater, does not matter. He just wants to catch fish.
Yeah, you could have pages just dedicated to him and his pictures.
You know what? I feel bad when I'm putting together the slideshow. I am not physically able to put all of his photos on here. Like, I just can't fit them. No, there's never been once where I've been able to fit all of his photos. And I feel like I'm doing him a disservice. So if I'm hurting your feelings, Big Hit, I apologize. I'm trying, man.
That's a lot of fishing.
You catch a lot of fish, dude.
Yeah,
No
it does.
kidding. My goodness.
And good ones, too. Every now and then he gets himself just a stud.
Yeah. Great variety.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got some snow in a couple pictures. People bundled up. They must not be in South
It's about
Texas.
that time,
Oh,
man.
they're doing
That
some ice fishing.
I know that one in the middle. It looks like he got literally a frozen fish.
Right?
Just pulled it out of the
I,
freezer.
I pull out a frozen trout on camera and everybody says I'm faking my footage. This dude does it. And he's going to be like, we're going to be seeing him as a competitor for the photo of the week.
You
That's
gotta
not
dress up
fair.
like he is. You can't be wearing flip flops and t-shirts and
Yeah.
pulling out a frozen fish.
Those pictures just make me cold looking at them.
Yeah.
Man, no kidding. I'm not prepared for this. I know it's that time of year, but I'm not ready for. We don't do snow here, so
Oh, no, it's cold enough.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's cold. We're in the 60s, and I'm like, no, can't do it.
Oh, got some ducks.
I love
Oh,
Lizard
pickles.
Guy. Every time he posts, it's going to be something interesting. Just these weird fish that we've never seen. Those
Yeah.
he's getting those cuttlefish,
Huh.
and I like that little shrimp lure that he's using.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Have you ever seen that when they're fishing for squid and,
Yeah.
and cuttlefish or whatever? I guess
Yeah.
they're targeting squid. They don't use hooks. If you look right here, it's got like just a bunch of sharp barbs.
Yeah.
Their tentacles get hung up in them.
They just grab onto it and there you go.
Huh.
Yep.
Wild.
What's his name?
He was catching all
Brody?
these little ones.
Brody down in Australia, Youngbloods. He fishes for those a lot. He's
Yeah, yeah. We got some of those lures on my uncle's boat because there's squid down there, but we just never drop them. It's a pain in the ass to drop a, big ass lure like that 2,000 feet down, jigging for something you can't even feel, and then when you reel it up, you get yourself a little squid. It just kind of is not worth the effort.
guys down just casting off their boats and reeling in and catching them, not even have to drop them down.
Yeah, if we could get them on the surface, if we could get into that, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want to get into those big ones, those Humboldts.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
That's
never
on
even
my,
seen a squid
on
down
my-
here.
Oh, there we
Other
go.
than that, a
That's a
big
nice
shot.
muskie.
Pike. I think it's
Is
a
that
pike.
is that pike?
I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Okay.
Usually got some stripes.
Doesn't the muskie have the vertical
Yeah, you got stripes.
It's just stripes. Okay.
colored, the stripes? Yeah.
You can tell how often I fish for them.
Yeah, same here. Like I've only seen 3 muskie in my life, and none of them were mine. So
Yeah,
I
I've
don't care.
never caught a muskie. Got plenty of pike, but I've never caught a muskie.
Right, dude. I've got my 10,000 casts up in Wisconsin. I don't have a muskie, not yet. I'm working at it. Rachel's got 2.
I was gonna say,
And
didn't
one of them's a
Rachel get one?
tiger.
Yeah, yeah. She's whooping your butt in that category.
She is. She is. It's not fair. Also, gorgeous shot. Dark ray, dude, with the light under the ice like that. That looks really
Yeah,
rad.
another cold fishing picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of those.
Oh, there you go.
And then, of course, guys
There you
getting out
go.
in some fresh air and getting themselves some red meat.
Oh man,
That's a nice buck.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. That was Doe Darby. What they were saying, that was a little bit of a Christmas treat for them. Wasn't expecting. It ended up being a 10-pointer, 170 pounds dressed out.
Wow.
Good deer.
Yeah, not a Texas deer.
No.
No, that's a good deer.
And they
Yep.
were very excited about that one, and deservedly so. And that is it. Those are our photos of the week. Now it is time for us to have a little contest that we do here every week. We need to know who is going to be the winner this week and who is going to be added to our 2025 Wall of Fame. Now we are in the ending stretches here of the 2025 Wall of Fame. We will be adding, not today, but we're going to be adding our very last members onto this thing in the coming here in December. So you guys need to get out there. You need to get your fishing done. For right now, though, we need to see who is going to be added. And our options this week are going to be Big Hit Savage, Herring My Jig Out,
The
and Doe
frozen.
Darby. Give us cast your vote in the chat right now. A, B, or C. Who needs to be our photographer of the week and get added to the 2025 Wall of Fame?
It's going to be hard to turn down that buck.
Yeah, without even saying it, that's what I felt.
I mean, I love to see the person in the picture always. You know, some people I know can't do that for different reasons, but that's just a great buck.
That is.
I gotta say, like, my thought on that, because I'm the same way. Like, we talk about it a lot. We want to see you in the picture. It just looks nice when you're holding up. You know, it gives you some context. We don't have that many deer. This is a gorgeous deer. Mm-hmm. It's a really pretty shot. This one, to me, it kind of breaks the rule. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having that shot on there myself.
Yeah, they did get the weapon in there, so that's just really
All right,
nice.
folks, you can get your votes in. I'm seeing a
Cast them now. Forever hold your peace. Bring your friends in. Big hit. Herring My Jig Out. Doe Darby. If you guys are listening in on this, if you're lurking, get your friends in, get the family in, do the whole thing, and get them in to cast the vote. Nobody cares.
B for the trout
There we
sickle.
go.
I like that.
Trout sickle. That's nice. That's what it looks like too. I'm like, wow, that fish, it looks scared.
But you
I mean,
ice fishing, they just catch a fish and throw it out there on the ice, and they just freeze up, I guess. It's crazy.
That drives me wild. Like, I love seeing that. I don't see that. To me, that is just the most fresh looking thing. Down here, you know, it could be 110 degrees. We're catching fish, and if that thing is not on ice in a few minutes, let it go. Like, there's no point.
Just like deer hunting up north, we leave a deer hanging for a couple days at least, you know, because it's cool enough outside. Yeah, it's crazy.
I like that. I'm a little envious of it, I guess.
Yeah, here you got to break it down and get it on ice as quickly as you can.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's not a rule. We absolutely want you in the photo with the fish, with your catch. We want to see that.
Usually
we enjoy
better that way.
Not a requirement. But you know, remember that it's a contest. You're going up against this stuff. So that's going to be like one of those things that's going to be taken into consideration. You don't have to do it, but it's something to consider.
It's even better.
What's up, Mike? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, I mean, fish camp. It's even better if you can get an attractive woman to hold the fish that you caught.
That does help. Yeah. If I ever get something really good, I do. I hand it to my wife and I let her take pictures.
They get the credit for it, not you.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm all right with that. They can take the credit as long as I get the win.
That's right.
Speaking of which, we have a bit of a landslide on this one, and for very good reason.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Doe Darby. You got yourself a win this week. You are our photographer of the week. You're the first one this year to win without being in the photos, so double kudos on that. A huge pat on the back to Herring My Jig Out and Big Hit Savage. You guys got some awesome catches this week. We appreciate you sharing that with us. And of course, a huge pat on the back for our waitlisters. Those are the guys who are just out putting all their work into the server and showing us everything that they're doing. We really appreciate you guys. That's Lizard Guy, Dark Ray, Dino, and Autonomous Action. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Stanley. Now, since we've got that one in on the wall, people are going to go out. I'm going to go out and steal someone else's video or picture on the internet because there's no person in the picture. And submit it as mine.
There you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have seen people do that, and we have caught them.
Good.
So, if you're going to do that, go right ahead. I don't mind the test, but we do have a little bit of a test that we do for that from time to time to make sure that everything's legit.
Good. Oh,
a reverse Google search is not that hard.
If you catch a big fish, right? You guys got that big fish award thing too for, like, if it's a pike, it's the biggest pike that you've got and you've received. So remember that too. So measure them. What do you need? You need the picture of them with the fish or a tape measure beside the fish, something like that, right?
Yeah, it has to be verified. Like, you have to have a tape next to that fish. If you're so that's the other way to get on the Wall of Fame. At the end of the year, we'll be adding everybody who has the server records that they have submitted for the various species that they have caught. And in order to get that, we've got the rules listed on there, but you do have to have we have to be able to verify the size of the fish. You got to be able to verify the species. That's been an issue on one or two occasions. And then you don't have to be in the picture. We're not going to require that. We do like it. That is going to be the picture that we will use. Like you have a good picture and then you have the verification picture.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, and Ben, there's a half a chance it's one of mine.
Bring it down.
So it is about that time, guys. Just before we close up shop, though, we need to know what everybody is doing so that we have all these things to look forward to when we come back and do all this all over again this next week. Ben, starting off with you, man.
Yeah,
What wonderful and exciting things have you got coming up for us?
Yeah, I'm hoping to actually get out Friday, maybe Saturday too. The weather looks like it's going to be pretty good this weekend. So if you're in our area, at least, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a warm up before another cold front comes through. So that should fire the fish up pretty well. So I'm hoping to get out there and get some videos made for that. That's the plan.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. We get some filming done. We get some videos out of that.
Also, we are running, if I can do the popping cork promotion,
Yes.
we're actually running a promotion right now to the end of the year. We are at 20% off your order, $14 or more, and $2 shipping to the end of the year. And I can get them to you by Christmas if you order by Monday. So
Nice.
if you want Christmas
get in on
presents.
that.
And I am having to make up more because we are
Good,
running
good.
low. So,
Get to work.
so get yours and get them out there. My little elves are working. So.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
got
and
a couple
again, we will
videos-
have a link to that in the description of the
Yeah.
video. John, what do you got coming up, man?
couple videos I'm working on that just gotta upload and edit and blah 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 blah. And I had a company reach out to me about being a affiliate, and it's one of the first ones that I'm like really interested in because of the way they line up with some of the stuff that we line up with. So I'll know more about that probably in the coming week or two.
You're supposed to
Yeah,
keep that
good
secret,
luck.
John, that you're going to be an affiliate for We Go Fishing Popping Corks. You're supposed to.
Deal's done. You got to secure the bag.
We haven't inked the deal.
Don't tell Stanley.
That's awesome. Hopefully, I'll be doing the same. It is our intention to get out to the beach tomorrow. Been the first time in forever since I've been able to get out some fresh air. As you can tell, I'm looking pretty pale right now. So hopefully, I catch a bunch of major big time fish. I will not be using a drone. So if you see me catching a 12-foot tiger shark, I paddled that bait out all by myself.
Nice.
So, and that's what we got coming up. So please, if you are interested in checking out more of this, we're going to be doing this all over again next week. Be sure to join us, subscribe to the channel. We would very much having you along our journey over here as we're doing our whole thing. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you when we do it all over again next week. Bye-bye, guys.
Peace out.
Take care.